think I was in shock for like the first year and a half. I think I was in complete shock with just like how hard it was, and the fact that people had kids because it was so hard, and just everything changed completely, and my whole identity had completely disappeared, and I had gone from this person who had like loads of parties and dinner parties, and suddenly I was just a slave to this kid and never saw any of my friends, and had left work as well. And like my body had changed, the way that I dressed had changed, everything had changed. And I think, yeah, I think there was some kind of like some level of post-traumatic stress, I think, for quite a while afterwards. You know, the whole experience, the giving birth, and then just like the first 6 months of, in our case, like really quite intense hell.
And then everyone looking at the camera again. Oh, Griff is gone.
Go on,
it's alright, he's still...
Griff, if you want a biscuit, you've got to stay up here. Okay, no biscuits for Griffin. You don't want a biscuit. You do want a biscuit. Then come and stand over here then, please. It was just before we moved here, and he was, yeah, it was like I just started to meet like other mums that I was getting on with, that I kind of connected with, that I felt like I would have been friends with them even if we didn't like share kids the same age. And then we uprooted and moved here, and then it was just hell all over again, because then I had a 1-year-old in a house full of rubble, which was not fun. Like the amount of stuff he put in his mouth and just would like chuck down the stairs, and like I think it's possibly like the most stressful thing I've ever done was definitely like renovate this house with a 1-year-old. I would never do it again. Yeah, I think probably my expectations of myself are a bit lower. I think they're still high. I think I really just had no idea what I was doing, or whether anything that I was doing was right, or like how other people did it. And I think I was constantly watching other people to see how they mothered or parented, because I really didn't know like whether anything, like I remember like I was really worried if we weren't at home for lunchtime, because like I just thought, well, you've got to sit them down at the table to give them lunch. And then it dawned on me one day, I was like, well, I'm the boss, I can make the rules, and if he's gonna have lunch in his pram, he's gonna have lunch in his pram, you know. And I think since then, I think probably having the second one as well, I just feel a bit more like, well, this is how it is. I'm so glad that I did that, because looking back on it, there are just little details that like I'd completely forgotten. Like I remember, I think I wrote down in it something about how when I was pregnant with Griffin, I realised that he was going to be born, he was going to be an Aries. So I googled famous Aries and found out that Hitler was an Aries. I completely freaked out. I remember standing in the shower for about half an hour sobbing because I was so devastated. But like, you know, and clearly also really hormonal and just all over the place. But like things like that I'd completely forgotten about until like revisiting what I'd written and seeing that.
Thankfully there are also billions of
wonderful areas. Yes. Exactly. And like I'm not even sure that I entirely believe in star signs, you know, it's just complete lunacy. Put your hoodie and your trainers on.
No!
Yeah, because you know how to do it. I don't have to do it for you. Come on.
No!
Come on. Yeah. And like every time I read it, there's something different that I don't remember. And I never did that thing of like, you know, some people have like a little diary of like their baby diary, and they write down like when they said their first word, or I know you just don't have time to do that, but like to do it kind of like in just a little window, just have like this capsule of time. I think, yeah, it's so valuable.
Can you see that? Where's that in the fall?
Yeah, different home, new baby, and also like I feel like having Griff propelled me into being more creative, because I was so frustrated and bored a lot of the time, because you know there's a lot of really boring parts of being at home with the kids, and so it made me so driven to carve something out for myself. So it's like, right, well, I'm gonna go back to drawing. I'm gonna like make myself draw every evening. I'm gonna, you know, take things that I love more seriously and like dedicate that time to it. So it's like it's in a way it's a really hard time to be doing that, because it's so difficult to squeeze it in with the kids and everything, but it's made me the stuff that I've kind of spoken about for years, like, oh, maybe I should do that, maybe I should do that. Now I'm actually doing it because it's like, well, if I don't do that, I don't know what else. And then it feels so important to remember who I am, that I'm not just a servant. Like, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum because I did kind of feel like I wasn't happy at my work like with my job. I was unhappy there, and I did also feel like I want to experience this, but I don't think I really went through. I feel like when I hear other people talking about like parenting and mothering, I'm not as natural maybe a mother. I don't know like what is a natural mother, but like I don't get as much out of it as maybe other people do. Like I find it myself a lot of the time just craving adult conversation, which I know everyone does, but I don't know, I think very quickly I was like, okay, I need more than this.